On this episode of Real Estate on the Rocks, we're going to talk about 100 realtor marketing weapons.
Welcome to Real Estate on the Rocks, where you get top shelf real estate conversations served straight up, never watered down. Here's your host, Dave Snowberger.
Welcome back to the podcast. You're my phone ringing? Horrible.
I was like, what is that noise
It's
going
my
on?
phone going off right here. I've got it up,
Wow.
set up as camera too. So anyway, welcome back to Real Estate on the Rocks. My name's Dave Snowberger. I'm joining the studio today with my phone and Marshall Tucker
What's up, y'all?
and James the Butcher
What's going on?
Mendez.
See, he doesn't take his own advice by putting the phone on Do Not Disturb.
I don't know how that happened. Anyway, it's on Do Not Disturb now. It was actually one of the builders I represent, so hopefully he's okay. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
He's probably end of the year. He's
I
probably
need you
looking
to
for
sell
some
my
paperwork.
couple $1 million worth of property.
Yeah, I've
if you
already
answer the
sold
phone
about
right now.
$7 million of them, and he's not thankful for that. So he's not calling to thank me for anything. That's for sure. No, I'm just kidding around. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine. Good friend of mine. So hey, let's get into this real quick. We're going to talk about the 100 best realtor marketing weapons that are available to us. There are going to be some great ideas for you. There's 100 of them, so we're going to take some time doing this, and we're going to run through it. Probably going to last for maybe 2 shows. We'll try to speed it up as much as possible. However, I do want to take a quick second to thank everybody. This should be, as long as the Butcher is putting the episodes out there in the chronological order, which I doubt it. Somewhere in there, this is about our 102nd or 103rd episode. And I just want to tell everybody that I really do appreciate you listening to the show. Obviously, without you guys, it sounds so cliche all the time, but obviously without people listening, there'd be no reason to do the show. I do like the sound of my own voice and the guys around me, but just not enough to continue coming up with the great topics that we love to share with you. We do love helping everybody, so if you wouldn't mind giving back to us for a second, and smashing that 5-star button and maybe leaving a good referral. Excuse me, I'm such a realtor. Leaving a 5-star review, leaving a 5-star review on Apple iTunes if that's where you listen, or Google, or wherever else. So that will really help us in the rankings and help us get more people out there to build our audience, so we can come up with more topics and we can continue to grow this platform and help more people. It's a repetitious cycle, and so we're happy you're a part of it. So without further ado, let's get into the 100 realtor marketing weapons. Marshall, kick it off with number 1.
Create a personal brand. Excellent.
Okay, is that it?
All right.
Just read the topic.
I thought we were just reading
That's
one, or
probably
you
one of
want
our
me to
biggest
elaborate?
things, though.
He's the best at this. Like, that's brisket, Dave. Okay, elaborate.
Yeah.
I'll elaborate a little bit. So as a newer agent, you really have to lean on, I guess, your brokerage brand a little bit, but that doesn't mean you can't have your own personal brand. So don't spend a whole lot of time on it, but come up with your stuff and use it consistently.
Yeah, I would say creating a personal brand is not imperative when you first start. However, it's something you definitely want to work into, and then it becomes a little bit more imperative. You want to create top of mind awareness. You want to give your audience, air quotes there, audience something to remember you by, right? Mm-hmm. So if they just see, if you're with a big box brokerage, Keller Williams or EXP or Coldwell Banker, and you're using their stuff all the time. I've gotten plenty of phone calls before when I was with KW. Just like, hey, I saw your new listing on 123 Main Street. It's like, hey, can you tell me about it? And I'm like, that's not my listing. However, I really do appreciate. I do appreciate that they thought of me first when they saw Keller Williams, but that's not my listing. So I have to tell them I'll call them back, and I think it makes me look a little bit goofy when I tell them that's not my listing. Oh, okay, well, whose is it? Or just whatever else. So I think that building a brand to stand out, obviously. The big box brokerages have spent millions of dollars, so you can certainly fly to the levels you need to fly under their branding. However, to stand out a little bit more and just attract a little bit more to your circle, I would definitely get into the creating a personal brand. Yeah. You sound like you want to say something, James. Go ahead.
What'd you guys say, James?
No, that's what we've been focusing on a lot, is creating the brand around what we've been going for. And then, like in our last episodes, we were talking about the different things to post and what not to post, and creating that image of what you want to portray to the people. And whether it's I like to go out to do different events or family stuff, or I'm big into dogs, or whatever that brand that you want to build, and whatever you want to showcase others in the community as who you actually are. This is where you start. You should only take small incremental steps going forward. Start, now.
So you're not just talking about like visual branding. You're talking about overall, like just
All branding,
all inclusive branding. I mean, any way
Yep.
you can do it,
Yeah.
you should really start working on right away.
Yeah, just pick something and just drive towards it. It's going to change just like you change in life, but it should progress,
Evolve.
and you can bring
Yeah.
you know
Evolve.
progress, evolve, same.
Yeah,
Well,
cool.
different but same. Yeah.
All right, we're off to a great start here, guys.
Balloons. Number one.
Number 2 out of 100. Here we go. Custom Facebook ads. A lot of people doing Facebook ads these days. It goes two ways. That's a two-way thing. You see, if everybody I'm sure is a part of real estate groups out there, or some of the bigger Facebook pages, where people are really deep into Facebook ads right now. I mean, some it's being pushed by some, like you are just not in business anymore if you don't do Facebook ads. And then there's the other half of that say Facebook ads are a complete waste of money, and I'm looking to do business right now. Right. And so Facebook ads have that 8 to 13 month kind of like nurturing that you have to go through before they actually become a client. However, if you do know how to run the right Facebook ads, that you can really build through your brand also through that. So you can take your brand, you can put it in an ad, and if people click on your ads or whatever else, that can build even if they don't fill out like the sheets where they want any information, it does help them select into your targeting campaign. So you can go back and retarget and run the same ads, and the same people see them over and over and over again. So 8 months, 13 months down the road, that it is time for them to buy a house. Your phone should ring if you've done your Facebook campaigns correctly.
Yeah, because it's like you're doing your drip campaigns that you would do in a CRM through Facebook. You're just sprinkling little pieces of yourself, throughout their life. You just keep dripping into into their feed information, and just keeping top of mind, and which will play onto the long term of your goals if you want to be in business for a while.
Right. And what do you think about Facebook ads over there, Marshall?
I think they're you got to know what you're doing to get the most out of it. So I mean, there's the retargeting, there's the lookalike audiences. I mean, there's a lot to it other than just boosting. We know is pretty much over and dead. It can get very technical, so there's a lot to learn about it, and it's always changing also. So to stay, you really got to stay ahead of your game on it and researching it.
Boosting's not over and dead. Boosting is just a different function that people don't really realize. People were...
Well, it's kind of just like a shotgun, isn't it?
Well, it's it just increases the audience views. I wouldn't do it that's not running ads, is boosting. Boosting is boosting. You want more people to see your content. A lot of times we'll do a video where we don't have an ask in there. It's only a top of mind awareness play, right? We only want them to see the video. So a boost is what we would want. We're not necessarily targeting. We're just boosting to the area that we want that ad to be seen in. Ours is Williamson County, right? So if we were to boost, or I boost a property, I just want more views on it, right? I'm not running an ad particularly to that property. However, if I want to add to that property where I can actually have what's that called? The sheet you fill out?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Contact form?
Oh God. Yeah, something like that, whatever.
I thought boosting is kind of more like a shotgun blast, and you're just hitting everybody, even if they're not interested in seeing your, a house or anything.
You just want to say shotgun blast because that's exactly what I just said. Yeah, it's not a targeting ad. It's just a boost. I mean, it's in the name of the title of what it is. It's a boost.
Boosting visibility.
Yeah, and so
like that shotgun.
Facebook ads, do them. Follow up. Number 3 would be follow up.
The fortune is in the follow up.
Yeah, follow up. Marshall, let's have Marshall once again kick back over to him and tell you a little bit about follow up.
Well, if you're not following up with the client, someone else is. So they visit your website or they hit on your ad while they're also sitting there hitting on other people's stuff. People get busy. They have to get up and go help the kid, cook dinner. Favorite show comes on, so they turn the phone off. Whatever it is, you want to catch them when they're at the computer right then at that moment, looking at your ad or making the call.
Right. Well, that's the initial follow up. What about the fortunes in the follow up?
Fortunes in the follow up.
So you don't get a hold of minutes of following up. The fortunes in.
So is it about seven times of contact?
Yeah, seven initial points of contact. Mm-hmm. Right.
So just keep following up with them, because if you don't get a hold of them, then someone else is.
Yeah, I would at least reach out to people at least 7 times.
We're talking about calling, texting, emailing.
Yeah. And I mean the initial, before you get a yes of anything, it's going to be about 7, 8, 9 times after you contact them, where you kind of wear them down, and they either they're going to buy with you or tell you to F off, or they're going to sell with you or tell you to take a hike, one or the other. And so this way you can have some more clarity if you actually have a follow-up plan in place. Remember, I always say, do not say, call me back. That's one of the kisses of death right there. You're never going to hear from that person again if you're relying on clients or customers to call you back that reached out to you in the first place. It's always, always, always say that I'm going to follow up with you, and then put a time date on it, and then put that into your CRM or mark it on your calendar, throw it into your phone, and then be very specific in your notes and saying, hey, I've got to call Marshall Tucker back next week at 1 p.m. sharp because I told him I would. And you want to be a person of your word. So you definitely want to follow up next week at 1 o'clock, call Marshall and say, first words out of your mouth should be, hey, Marshall, it's Dave Snowberger over here at Snowberger Realty Group. Just wanted to say, or, I told you I would give you a call back at 1 o'clock, and it's 1 o'clock, and get going from there. If they don't answer, leave a message. The first time they call them back in 2 more days, right about the same time. If they don't answer, just hang up. Then keep going through that process. Every other call, leave a message, send a text, turn the phone around and go with a video text. Video texts are working at a high level. Just ask our future guest coming up on the show, Ryan Baker. We've talked a lot with Ryan about texting and video text, and he's winning highly at a big level on the video texting. So, and then of course, like I've said, the last 4 appointments that I went on, that all 4 listings that I got were all from video text.
I got one last night through video text.
Yeah,
she had 125 comments. One video text, boom. Now I got an appointment with her.
Very nice. Very nice. Video text work, and video text definitely work in the follow-up. So video text will probably be on this list as well.
Yeah, you're jumping ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm on follow-up. I'm telling you how to follow up.
Video text is
81
part of it.
By the time we get to 81, they'll all forget where we were, right? So anyway, let's get on to number 4 here. So 10 personal notes per week. I'm big on this. On the 10 personal notes, and I wanted a note for everything, every conversation that we had with somebody that wasn't in these 4 walls, was to receive a note, to some kind of handwritten note from us. And of course, we consistently didn't keep up with it. However, we can name specific names that we've done business with that cited that they did business with us because they liked the personal touch of the note. It reminded them of their dad. It reminded them of their grandfather, their grandmother leaving them notes, something like that. It just, something brought them back to where that was a nice little touch. And so it definitely doesn't hurt to send a personal note, right? It doesn't hurt to send a thank you. Everybody likes to get a thank you, so that doesn't hurt at all. Number 5, blog posts. Not my area. James, I'm going to let you handle this one.
You don't have to necessarily do it on a website, although obviously that's going to be one of the better ones. But you can create blog content on Facebook, on LinkedIn. You can do shorter ones or link to it on Twitter and stuff. But just find a topic that interests not only you, obviously because you want to be able to write about it, but people in your community, and see if it's relevant to them. And then just write about. You can do restaurants. You can do places. Like food trucks or salons or dog parks or anything that's relevant to the community, and just write an article about it. Or you can contribute to, there's local magazines and newspapers and stuff like that you can contribute to. And so as long as you're getting yourself out there and providing more content to people, that's obviously.
But with technology these days, it's pretty easy to blog. And if you have a CRM and a website, it provides a website. Typically, they have a blog built in, so you might want to look into that. That's a function that you can add on to your website. I don't blog, however, we have somebody that blogs for us. There's a site out there called Keeping Current Matters. I think it's KCM, and then you can just really buy their blog. And then we learned the hard way that if other people are buying that blog, it's got really no relevance out there in Google world, in the Google machine. And so if we change around a lot of the, when it cites certain things, that we put our own team in there, or we put our own area in there. If we put in Austin, Texas, and remove whatever blank city they're referencing, we just put it in Austin, Texas, or we put in Snowberger Realty Group, or if we do Wilco Eats or something like that, then it can get picked up on Google and bring you up in the ranks, which will make your website a little bit more relevant when they search things like homes for sale in Austin, Texas, right? And so,
exactly.
There's definitely services out there that will help you out with that. Number 6, home buyers. Got to start picking it up. We're going to be here till the sun goes down. Let me see here. Home buyer seminars. Never done it. We've talked about doing it. I know people who have done it. I've seen people have turnouts of 6. I think 6 is fantastic. You know, six people that show up, and you know, you got your lender out there. You got 1 or 2 agents. Typically, agents for some reason like to do this together, hold hands together, and do this stuff. And I get it. When I first started out, I wanted to do open houses with other people, right? Because I was nervous, right? And so now I just don't want anybody around me. Yeah, now they slow me down, right? And so I'd rather just do that. Well, open houses are boring in the first place, in my opinion. Some people have a lot of fun with them. I think Kyle Whistle and those guys out there in San Diego, they're having open house, open bar. They're having a lot more fun than I am. Doing open houses. But home buyer seminars, they work. Look into them. Be creative. Offer something of value. Provide some food. Get people out there to ask questions. You know, and if the first one doesn't work, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again till it works. Because once you land one client at a $300,000 price point, remember that's about a $9,000 commission. After whatever your split is, it's still a hefty commission. And so if you could start doing 4 of those a year and it returns 4 clients a year, think about that. You know, and so if the average price point of your place like ours in Austin, Texas is $358, that commission 4 times over, if that's 4 extra deals a year at $358, I'm banking, right? Yeah. And so cool. All right, number 7, let's get into it. Customer
reactivation letter.
Customer
Take
reactivation
it,
letter. Yeah, James.
So
go with that.
Spoke too soon. No, so what they're referencing there is just people fall off. People are just either not engaging on your emails, either not opening or opening and not engaging, which is fine. I mean, obviously you want people who are opening and not engaging.
Give me an example of a customer reactivation letter.
Just something saying, you know, who you are a little bit, but also asking a question to call to an
Absolutely
action.
not. Nobody cares.
Is that like a hail?
Ask a specific question, call to action. So, are you still buying? Do you still plan on buying in 2019?
Yeah.
Do you still plan on buying in 2020?
Yeah.
Do you still plan on selling? Those are the customer reactivation.
We do this with text
and
all the time.
They work
More
fantastic.
Yeah.
Hail
So
Mary
you can
text.
write them. You can do emails for them. You can just provide something with a question along with the content you're
You know what works even better?
Handwritten letter.
A customer reactivation
Call.
Customer reactivation call.
Yeah.
Or
Pop by. Oh, video.
text video. Yeah, it really does.
Number
So,
81.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
Quit skipping ahead.
All right, website and online presence. Websites, some people deem them not necessary anymore. I think they are a thorn in my side. I think we have to have one because we have to direct people back to capture them somehow. A lot of people are using Facebook and aren't even jacking with IDX websites anymore. We have one. We have 2, and they're costly. I get tired of paying for them. I cancel one. They're still billing me. I'm fighting with them about my money right now. That's $1,400 a month. You know, it's just kind of like, give me a break. Anyway, it returns. It does a good job as long as we direct traffic to it. However,
and have the systems to monitor.
Yeah, like
it
SEO,
and stuff like that,
SEO campaigns and things like that are really expensive to promote your website. So therefore is why a lot of people are against them, that don't deem them worth what they are, unless you're very active in there by writing, you know, blogging and building your SEO and understanding SEO and doing all those things. A local website for yourself is not really. It's not really what you need when you have the MLS, in my opinion. Yeah. Right. So. It's up to you. The website online presence right there. Online presence is completely different. I don't think that should be next to each other. I think that should be
2 very different things.
8 and 8.5.
Yeah, right.
So online presence, I think everybody needs that. You know, I mean, when I hear online presence, it's like, what's my presence online? What's my top of mind awareness? It's a lot of the things that we already talked about, right? So how much am I standing out? The marketplace is busy, right? So there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of realtors out there all selling the same, you know, hawking the same stuff about how great they are. Now we've started down this road, this online presence where people are doing parody videos, people are doing crib style videos, you know, people are doing, you know, trying to make things funny and witty for people to watch. And, you know, now a lot of people are doing that.
Capture attention.
Right. And so the production on some of those levels are going higher and higher and higher. There's a guy out in California who does it with Coldwell Banker. I mean, he's bringing in like actual, like, you know, billboard artists to rap on his stuff. And it's just kind of like, wow, it's just like the amount of money they're spending. But then again, they're selling $15-20 million, you know, homes. So the commission, I guess, covers that, you know. Yeah. Or he's just that cool. He gets to hang out with these guys. That's my problem, is I'm not cool. So
you hang out with us? What's up?
Same.
You just validated what I said. You just validated what I said there. So let's get on to number 9. Number 9, join the local PTA.
I was cracking up because I was skimming over this, and I thought it said PETA.
PETA.
And I was like, oh man, Dave's gonna have a fun one with this.
Well, you think I'm against animals or something?
No. But it was just like some of the different groups or not PETA, but some of the other ones are a little higher up on.
Yeah.
Can be a little touch and go. And so I was like, well, we can just say any kind of group. And then rereading, I was all PTA.
Quick story. I got invited to a PETA function once. And Dwight Yoakam was playing. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world that Dwight Yoakam's playing and they had an intermission. You know, there was no, it was really an intimate setting, right? And so there was only like 100 people there, maybe 200 people. And it's just very kind of like very stuffy because everybody's got money, you know, and I don't know how I got in the door, but, you know, everybody's got money and they like break to the intermission and these two guys or like a group of kids come out and start just hurling beef jerky out into the crowd. And I'm like, this doesn't even go hand in hand with each other. Like it's a PETA function and you're giving us beef jerky. Like what the hell? Yeah, I thought it was one of the funniest things ever. But when you said PETA, like whenever I hear PETA, I go immediately to that. It's like, oh yeah, PETA, the right for animals, right? Yeah, they gave me beef jerky once. Like that makes no sense.
It's horrible.
Vegan jerky.
Someone might have got fired.
Right. But they had open bar too, so that was pretty awesome.
Nice.
Number 10, join the local PTA. We didn't elaborate on that. You're going to need kids to do that. It's going to be kind of weird if you join the local PTA and you don't have kids. So if you have kids, I would look into the PTA. That's always great to get out and network with other, parents in the neighborhood.
I don't know if we're skipping ahead or not because I didn't read it. Or
if you're going to go somewhere like that,
HOAs
too,
and stuff like that,
like the PTA event, make sure you actually speak with other parents and not just show up there like a wallflower because then it does you no good.
Yeah.
People love to do that.
We went to the turkey trot yesterday, and it was just kind of like all the parents having fun out there while the kids ran 2 miles. They got 9-year-olds running 2 miles these days.
My kid went around the track 36 times.
36 times. But that track, that's for Apex, right? Or whatever? Yeah, it's for Apex. The track's like as big as this room. As big as our
theirs is table. Bigger. Theirs is pretty good size all the way around the playground. That's why I was like 36 times.
Last year I did it for Morgan. And I did it for Jacob, which is my nephew. I pledged $1 each one they did. And like Jacob ended up running like 213 laps. And I was like, what?
No, that was something else.
It was like,
you better trip that kid.
Yeah, it was $1 a lap. And he ran like 213 bucks and Mo ran like 80. And I was like, holy shnikes. I'm out like $300 on this stuff. But it's for a good cause.
They got you.
They got me.
Speaking of, I just found out my friend, every year he does a tipsy turkey trot. And one time I got really drunk.
Tipsy?
Yeah. And then I was running with the buffalo wings. And everyone's like, are you running with chicken wings? I was like, yeah, I'm hungry and drunk. I just found out it was this weekend and I'm going to be in town. So I think I have to go buy a ticket and go run and get drunk.
That'd be fun. All right. Getting on to number 10 here. Just listed, just sold cards.
You can do that digitally too.
Well, there's services out there like Quantum Digital. We don't get paid from any of these services we mentioned, by the way.
If you want to pay us, hit me up.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor the show, if we have any listeners left after this episode,
we're getting to 100 eventually.
Right. We're not even going to make it to 100. We're not even going to make it to 25 today. So let's just stick to it. But just listed, just sold cards. There's a company like Quantum Digital. There's a few more out there that have pre-done postcards for you. Plug and play. You put in your information. You can go to a map just like the MLS, and you can draw a big polygon around something, and then you can look in there. And if you know realtors that live in that neighborhood, or if you don't want a certain neighbor to see something or whatever else, you can typically uncheck the boxes, and then you can do this, and you just go right to checkout, swipe your card, and bam, they send yourself one. As an example is always a good one. So you get to see when they show up for 1, 2, what it looks like, what you actually just paid for. Cost you what, 50, 60, 70 extra cents. However, you get to see what, and then the return address is your place. So all the ones that are undeliverable, you actually, just take those, you look at them, and next campaign, you go check up, you uncheck all those boxes of all the ones that were returned to you. And so if it was 10 boxes or 70 cents each, you just save $7. Yep. Right. So, you want to look at it that way, but that's a great one. But do it for everything. Try one once, get a listing, and put soon after May. I don't believe you're going to be able to do coming soons. However, what we do is strategically we send out probably about 100 coming soons, and then right when it lists, we send out 100 just listed, and then as soon as it takes a contract, we send out under contract. So there's 3 touches to the neighborhood within, typically in our where we live is right about 30 to 40 days. And then when it sells, obviously you put just sold. Mm-hmm. We can sell yours too. And they're very creative, and you can go in there and there's blank ones where you can just go ahead and design it yourself. However, take the guess game out of it. Get back to work. Just get in there, plug and play, put your information in. put your picture in, put the neighborhood you want, swipe your card, let it go, boom. You know, it can just be done that fast.
Yep.
So that's a great one. Client pop buys. Marshall does this a lot. It's a big Brian Buffini thing, the pop buys. And so talk about that a little bit.
Client pop buys. So usually it's some kind of cute little card with some little saying on it, and then a little gift that you can give the client. And you just drop by and give it to them. You can get some great ideas if you stop by the title company. They usually have the pre-done cards for you and give them to you and put them together. Also, being seasonal, you can do some pumpkin pie drop buys during Christmas time. You can do some little jars with the hot cocoa and marshmallows on top. And
I saw one the other day. It was a mason jar with Deep Eddy and a Crystal Light in it.
Oh, I like that one better.
Yeah, and they brought a bottle of water too. Cool. And so they just didn't bring any ice.
Dang.
But it was a cold day. It was a cold, rainy day.
You can do it for dental offices too, or something.
Yeah,
show up with a bowl of candy, or
you don't have to go that elaborate. That's going to cost. That's going to cost a little bit of money, And if you're first starting out, but like somebody I know went to the dollar store, right, and they bought spatulas. They bought a big box of spatulas. Spent $100 on spatulas because they were going to go pop by 100 people, right? So who knows? Spatulas, and I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. And then they tied this little cutesy note to it with little whatever, and it was like, "I flip for you." And it was like, it was something like that. It was like, "I flip for you," or blah blah blah, like and it was a spatula. And so and then he ended up getting clients out of it, and I thought it was one of the dumbest ideas I've ever seen. And then it was just kind of like brilliant, one of those moments. And I was just like, that was smart to do. And so I started doing it. I did it with around Thanksgiving time. I went to what's that grocery store over there in the Domain?
Randall's, HEB, Whole Foods.
No. That's all good top of mind awareness stuff. But what's the... Anyway, they had this like certain cookie dough cheesecake.
Trader Joe's.
Huh? Trader Joe's. There you go. Trader Joe's cookie dough cheesecake. They're like this big. They're about as big as my face, and or as round as my face, and they're $5. And so I just went and loaded up on them. I bought them all. I bought the whole stack. I bought everything out of there, and people were like, "What are you doing, bro?" And that's going to give you diabetes.
If you always go the day after, like the day after Halloween or something like that, you can get those little pumpkin carver outers for like 50 cents, 25 cents a piece, and just buy them all. And then save them for next year,
Yeah. Get those the Tupperware tubs, those kind of long ones. You can stock stuff in there and stack it up.
That was 4 years ago, and I'm still getting clients that they don't make those anymore. So we've had to shift to other ideas. But they're just like they ask like, "Hey, are you dropping off those things again?" It was so good, And I remember one of my buddies, like I came over to his house, I dropped his off, and he's like, "Come inside, get a piece with me." So I sat there and ate some. And I was
I've never been inside here before.
Like, man, I'm glad these things are good.
Yeah, exactly. But the pop buys, that's a good one right there. It builds that rapport between you and your buyer, you and your seller, whoever. More than likely, they're typically sellers you're popping by. Let me see here. Testimonials. Every time, let me give you a hint about testimonials. You roll through the process of the minute you meet a buyer, the minute you meet a seller, you need to start dropping the word testimonial or the word review.
Number 18.
Really. Is that number 18? Online reviews. Sorry. Testimonials are online reviews, so we'll nip this one right in the bud right quick.
Sweet.
But
998 left to go.
It's those are that's a big deal, and I'll always talk about that. I mean, that's one of my selling points is like, a lot of the stuff we don't do for money anymore. I really want at the end of this whole thing is that I want a true 5-star review from you. And that would mean so much more than a paycheck. And they're always, kid around like, "Oh, so I don't have to pay you?" I'm like, no. The pay comes at the end. However,
I'm still getting paid.
Yeah, what I'd really like is that 5-star review because it's going to keep people and show them that I'm willing. I was here to help you and I helped you through the whole process. And so those are a big deal to me. Marshall, you're fantastic at testimonials and online reviews. I mean, your people for some reason you outperform me. With the performance of that, like sending the link out, like we both send the link out, but all your people fill it out and all mine don't.
Yeah, I just sent 2 out this morning, actually.
All my people are like, "I'll get to it later." It's not like they're dissatisfied. That's what that would sound like, right? Or they're upset with me. Not in any means so whatsoever. It's like they'll send me a text or they'll send me an email like thanking me, and I'm like, no, put it over in.
Well, I got an email, and it has the 3 links that we use the most on there: the Zillow, Facebook, and our website. Was it Google? And then I just sent it off in an email asking really politely and sweetly, "Would you please?" Yeah.
Well, now we've got it mainstreamed with our whole admin team. They take care of it for us. So all of our reviews are up now. But back then you were definitely outperforming me on that. So number 14 is master scripts and dialogue. Like how people were saying, like, how's that marketing? It's marketing because it's marketing yourself. It's creating that.
Know, like, and trust.
No, it's not even that. It's more just kind of creating, it's giving you the tools you need to get people to know, like, and trust you, right? So, or build rapport with people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
it's
getting,
and it makes you sound like more
there.
of a professional. I mean, once people know, like, and trust you, that's great, but are you knowledgeable as well? I mean, if you always know the answer to every question, that's also never the way to go. However, part of your scripts and practice and role play of mine is saying things like, that's a great question. Let me find out the answer and I'll circle back to you and let you know. And that really what that does is I may know the answer, how I strategically say that, because it's another touch with them. It's another reason to follow up after the initial showings or after the initial appointment, right? If I have a laundry list of questions that I need to answer or get answered from them, I can double back and do that. If I know it all and answer it right there, I've left everything on the floor and there's no reason for me to get back in touch with them. I can just call and disrupt their day. However, the next time I would be calling, I would have information they've asked for, right? And so I'm calling to give that to them. So I don't know what I would do there. I lost where we were anyway.
30-second elevator speech.
Yeah, you gotta know what you're doing. Number 15, that 30-second elevator pitch. It's a speech here, but it's a pitch. It's kind of like, what do you do? Hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, just tell me about real estate in 30 seconds. Tell me about who you are in 30 seconds. Like, that's going to put most people on the spot.
Snowberger
Does
Realty
Marshall,
Group.
watch this.
Well, that puts me on the spot. Here at Snowberger Realty Group, you get the service of a team with individual results.
Ooh, look at that. Bam.
See, so why that's great is because, and I've a couple of books I've been reading talking about the marketing and connecting with people and how realtors need to create that trusting relationship with people. Otherwise, they have no reason to do business with you. And they said the vast majority of agents, their majority of what they say is all about me, my broker, my business, my money. It's everything about me and nothing about them. And so with ours, it's not what we are, it's what you receive. And so they said that crafting your message to inform the person or the potential client of what they're going to receive and why it's all about them is the best way to go.
You lost me. Anyway, number 16, contribute to online forums.
You ain't lost.
Contribute to online forums, which would, I guess, be like Facebook pages, things like that.
Yeah.
Groups.
Yeah. Facebook groups. Contribute, get out there, say something, look like you know what
Twitter,
you're talking about.
LinkedIn, relevant
For
places
sure.
for content.
For sure. Number 17, I would advise against. However, no one's going to listen to me when it comes to this group right here is ZTR, right? Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com advertising. So basically buying leads, contributing to the people putting us out of business, right? And so
keep paying them.
That's one way to look at things. However, I'm not jumping on that wagon. But Zillow, Trulia, it's expensive. Realtor.com is expensive. There's other things you can do. Learn how to do Facebook ads. Join Real Estate Ads for Facebook. James Rembrandt's group. Yeah. That's a great group. So once again, that's Real Estate Ads for Facebook. I'm one of the admins on that, so I can get you in definitely. Answer the question so we know that you're a realtor because it is for realtors only. But he lays it down, man. There's so many people in there willing to help you just learn, and it's all free. He's, of course, got things that you can pay for. You can buy coaching. You can do whatever else for Facebook ads. You can buy, pre-done texts or whatever they are, pre-done ads and all that stuff. However, everything in this group is free. And then if you choose to buy anything, he transitions you over to another group. So at least get in there, Google it, go on YouTube. There's plenty of people out there teaching ads for free these days. Any content you need, you can find for free.
Yep.
For free. And you definitely don't have to pay for the Zillow and Trulia, their high cost of their leads, which I don't believe they're doing that anymore. Now I just hear they're taking 35%.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
rich.
and so they're actually going to talk to them and basically you're just a glorified, key. I mean, you're just going to go open doors.
For them
Soon.
eventually, probably.
Yeah, for soon, and it's gonna be switched around. They're gonna pay you 35%. Seriously, that's the way this business is gonna go. Watch, they're gonna have all the leads. They're gonna control everything, and then they're gonna tell you, "Hey, go over here." I mean, you got an email the other day. A big company like this was. They said you could keep your license at the brokerage you were at, and go out and do open doors for $25 a door.
Yep.
Dang.
James is like, I'll do it.
How much did you say?
Yeah, right.
I need to show 10 homes a day, and I'll be okay.
Yeah, that's
Right?
insane.
Sounds good,
geez.
actually.
That's insane.
It doesn't sound good. Go
No.
show 3 homes and then write a contract on one and kick back.
That
for 30
sounds better.
days and-
Good,
There
better.
you go. All right. So 18 online reviews. We're done with that. 19 go to Yelp. I won't give Yelp any of my business or even talk about Yelp. See you, Yelp. Number 20, direct mail. Direct mail is not dead. Direct mail is awesome. The thing is if it's not compelling, it's not selling. If it's not compelling, it's not going to stay in their hand for more than 7 seconds on the way down to the trash can. Give them something of value. Remember that not everybody out there is 25 anymore and can't read 6-point font.
The thesis
so-
you're writing about your business and your brokerage and all
They
that.
don't
other crap.
care. They don't care. Use
No.
bullet points. Be a very high D when it comes to direct mailing stuff. When it comes to designing postcards or anything like that, the less is certainly more.
And why
know?
it's advantageous. What's important to the buyer or seller, not all the accolades you think
Yeah.
you deserve.
And have your face on it.
Yeah.
Because people remember faces. They're not going to remember your logo, your logo with all kinds of whatever. They're going to see 100 different KW flyers, but they're not going to see 100 different yous, right? They might see 100 different realtors, but they're going to remember you. So I'll tell you, the real way to stand out is get a handlebar mustache. There you go. Moving on. Thank you gifts. Obviously, thank you gifts are great. A lot of people talk about closing gifts. I actually don't give closing gifts.
Client
I like
dependent.
to send a handwritten note or something to them, or just thank them at the table. And I just got over the closing gift thing.
Usually they're giving you something.
Yeah. And so I just the other day I got Tiff's treats and I got a bottle of whiskey. I was like, whoa, it's gonna be a party in here. So I had to go out and get some stretchy pants after that. So
Cookies were good.
personal brochures. Where are you going to put those?
No idea.
When I saw that one, I was just kind of,
Maybe Chamber of
I
Commerce.
mean, yeah, or open houses or any kind of. It's more for marketing material for like events and stuff.
Well, I mean, the brochure
could've
for,
done it for Vet Fest.
I like to do it for luxury real estate. Like my price point over 500,000 or 700,000, I do like a luxury brochure. It's not necessarily all about me. However, my face is all over it because people remember faces, like I just mentioned. And but I put some badass pictures, and it's a marketing book to help me get the next job. Also, it rarely ever sells the home. It really what it does, it sells me to the people that are looking at these properties that might need to sell their luxury homes. They look at this and they're like, oh gosh, we want to hire you because you just represent yourself like a badass.
Yeah.
And so I see your turnout at your open house, and it certainly wasn't because of my brochure. It was because of my online presence and my marketing and my Facebook ads, right?
Yeah.
So, video marketing, I absolutely love. Video marketing, you should stay in front of the camera 24/7. Never shut it off. I'm talking shower, breakfast, dentist, wherever you are. Do it all. Film everything. Put it all out there. Just kidding.
Not the shower part.
Be strategic. Well, at least not me.
Crossing that back.
Crossing that back off.
Marshall's like, had a winner.
Shower out.
I can save some time.
But video marketing, we're all pretty big on video marketing. James, you're really the resident videographer for us. We've all cut our teeth doing our own videos, and now we're growing a little bit.
Yeah.
We've got Wilco Eats. We've got property videos. We've got silly videos that we just kind of make and get out there. I record this show right here every once in a while. I chop it up and I put it out on my Facebook group. I mean, I like to stay omnipresent in people's minds and grab as much mind share as much as possible. So I can get referrals. So I can get clients that want to list their homes with me, clients that might trip across me and say, hey, look, I've got friends moving to town. Will you help them? I've got a young lady from high school that just reached out to me and said, dude, you're so much like my boss. It's crazy. And the funny thing is he's moving to town. He's moving to Austin. And
nice.
I really want you to be his realtor. So I get a hold of him. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy a house and I need an Airbnb, and the Airbnb can be up to 700,000. The house can be, I'll leave that undisclosed. Right. And so, I'm like, okay, well that's awesome. And that was always just from being present on Facebook and shooting all this video marketing that we do. And she apparently watches it all. She rarely ever likes it, so I would never know. But when I'd have a conversation with her, she's citing half the stuff I was doing and knew 90% of the food that I ate. Gosh, you eat a lot of barbecue, don't you? And I was like, yeah, I sure do. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. Video marketing works. Marshall, I know it works for you. Go ahead.
Video marketing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing, I guess, would you consider bomb video marketing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So We do bombs quite a bit. A lot of times I'll get just an email and they won't, of course I can't call them, and I just send a nice little video bomb with it.
Yeah.
But consistency. So
consistency.
Set them up on it.
That, and so referrals. Here's a good one in the referral game is, actually I'll let you do that.
Is that about my landing page?
Yeah.
So I have a landing page as well where I'm offering to pay 30% referrals to anybody, and just sending out kind of a landing page. But as you go through it, you can hear a little bit about me and what I'm doing on there. And I've got a couple of videos, one about EXP, actually 2 about EXP on there. But basically, you put your information in there, and it says, add to my monthly mailer. When you click on the button there, then I can send you a monthly bomb, and it just refreshes people on that you're in Austin or wherever you're at, and that you need referrals.
There you go. That's pretty awesome.
A little top of mind.
Awesome. So number 25, promotional products.
Like this pen?
Koozies are good.
Koozies?
Yeah,
I love
number
koozies.
25.
Battery backups are killer. With all people running around and stuff, I carry like 2 or 3 in my bag.
I know
all
you
the time.
stole like 9 of them from EXPCon.
I did no such
You kept
thing.
walking by the
5.
table. I only have 5.
And then I gave Melanie one, and then some other person.
Some little kid
begged
stole
me
one
for
from you, didn't they?
I punched him in his foot. No, I'm playing. No, I had a couple.
Promotional
'cause
items are
people
great.
need
I got a
them.
promotional item on today. I got Relotus on today. So that's a nice promotional item from our friends over at Relotus. That's RELOTUS. I don't think they have anything launched yet, so can't get them in trouble by launching or by mentioning them. But other promotional products, I guess you said this pen. I've got a First American home warranty pen right here.
Here's one cup.
There's a cup, EXP cup. There's another
On a
one.
koozie.
Blackburn Communities, I guess they build stuff. The Right Stage, it's a staging company. Every single pin's got something on it. That just says Sharpie. Data Masters. And so, I don't ever, it just creates top of mind awareness. It just adds to it, right? So one thing that I like to do with promotional items, and I got this from our guy Steve Fole, was magnets. I think it's called Magnet City or something like that, but they have all those like game schedules.
Yeah.
So like here, we'll send out the Texas Longhorn calendars, or some people on the other side of town do the Texas A&M calendars, or Dallas Cowboy or Houston Texans calendars, or maybe Texas baseball, and they co-brand it with all the Longhorn stuff on there, and then their face and everything else like that. Yeah. My dad teases me all the time that there's a realtor that I know rather well that goes ham in his neighborhood and always passing out American flags, and he has all of our magnets on the side of the thing, and he won't, if I go take them and turn them all upside down, he'll like turn them all back upside right and then take me a picture, and he's like, don't ever touch her again. Just kind of messing with me. But pretty funny stuff. But all her promotional items seem to work. And my dad knows her by first name basis, so he just can never use her because of me, right? If I got out of real estate, he'd probably wouldn't go with the person that I recommend him, probably go with that person. Funny enough. But anyway, that's 25. That's enough for today. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I need a bathroom break.
Yeah. I don't think anybody cared about that.
This
So
coffee.
you could probably keep that to yourself.
Appreciate the,
Let's wrap this up.
Shit, right?
Keep my pants.
So yeah. So hey, this was a long episode, 43 minutes. We're cooking it right now. These are these 100-point marketing things. We'll try to rush through them as fast as possible. We might abort. We might eject from this whole topic here because it's a lot of the same stuff that we talk about. However, we needed something to talk about. We need to stack some episodes. We need to get some things out there. A lot of useful, helpful things on here. I'm going to have actually James write each one of them for the next 100 days. He's going to put one of them on Facebook. Dang. Anyway,
consistency.
Yeah, consistency. I'm going to teach you consistency.
Monday, crickets.
it doesn't count if it's a Monday.
I love it. I love on the Facebook page, the butcher over here got called out by some of the listeners like, hey, James, where's the new episodes? Oh, he forgot to hit record.
They're already being published.
He forgot to hit record. Anyway, so if you want to reach us, you can do that at just text Top Shelf. That's Top Shelf over at 88000. We want to thank our main man, Magic Mike over there at Guaranteed Rate. He helps us with this podcast. Without him, it wouldn't be possible. We certainly appreciate Magic Mike. If you want to get a hold of him, just Magic Mike at 88000. Remember, we are EXP agents, and if you'd like to talk to us about ESP, just DM us. Call me direct, 512-773-6461. Dave Snowberger. I am out of here.
I'm out.